Hello and welcome back to Fußball Manager 2020 and FC Bamberg, or FC Eintracht Bamberg, who are trying to take to the top of the Bundesliga and beyond out in Europe. And so far we're playing our first season here in Bayernliga Nord, and we are doing, well, alright really. We're doing alright. We could definitely be doing better in terms of sports, I feel. But we're doing not too bad. We're 8th in the league out of 17 teams, and we are meeting the team that are lowest in the league at the moment with DJK Don, and their team rating 459 versus our 483. So it should be hopefully a pretty easy game. We are playing as an away team though, so we'll be a little bit harder due to that, but hopefully we'll be all right nonetheless. What we are lacking though is financeability, or finance really, our cash flow, and I really feel like we would need to have a little bit of better performance from the lads, or not from the lads, performance in terms of cash would really help us here. To do something really great, and I don't really know exactly how we could change that too much. The only thing is really get away with all the players basically, but we can't do that, then we don't have a team left. So I don't think that would bring in enough cash anyway. I really think this is something to do with the stadium. That is really huge. We got like a 25k stadium, well, or a stadium that have a capacity of over 25k attendance, and I don't really see that that's fitting for a low league team, or the lowest league team, or a team that have been established in 2010. That's actually pretty darn crazy to me, but I don't know how it actually should be for Eintracht Bamberg. But it might be correct. I'm not here to judge really, so we'll go with highlights for goals only, or the 3D for the goals only, and 4 times the match speed here as always. And this season we're sort of playing it through just so we can see what will happen in terms of finance and things like that, if we have any room to do anything really here. In the start of the season we tried to get in loan players or signing players, but really anyway we did it, the board set us up against it, so to say, that we couldn't due to being over budget, and which we are, but then again we don't really have any budget whatsoever for anything, so I really don't see how we can be against it, so to say, but apparently we are, and apparently we got a red card here in the 30th minute or 29th minute, so unfortunately, I don't think this game will be as easy as I hoped it would be before we started it. So, as things stands, really, I think we should be pretty happy if we manage to get away with 1 point here, and that is a draw then, of course. But we'll see. So far, we are doing alright, I guess, or something like that. And there we have the end of the first half, and the scoreline for Eintracht Bamberg versus DJK Don Bosco Bamberg. So actually this is a derby. It's so far 0-0. And let's say here, just give it your best for the remainder of the match, since we are 1 player short. And shots is 2 versus 4. Shots on target 0 versus 1, and chances 2 versus 4, and possession 48 versus 52%. So we'll see here how we'll do in the second half, and I forgot to press the halftime talks there, which is not a good thing, since the halftime talks is really a pretty good way for the assistant manager to try and drive up the team. Well, what is it? Team. A good feeling in the team. Team workability or something. I'm really sorry for getting stuck on that word so crazy long, really. Kind of odd to do it this way and like that, so to say, but yeah. And I don't know what happened there on that highlight, really. It looked like a goal, but was it disallowed or something? Yeah, disallowed. No goals, but entertaining. So I don't know at all actually what that was about. But nonetheless, it seems like we are actually heading to a game that is going to end in a draw, and that would be a good result for us, certainly. And yeah, that looks like a goal. Yeah, and the final result, DK done. Bamberg versus Bamberg is 1-0. Is the same thing here in the scoreline? Yeah. So 0-1 for Eintracht Bamberg versus Bosco Bamberg. Don't know exactly how that happened though, or what with the scoreline. That was really weird actually, or I was just blind or something. Don't know. But anyway, shots were 3-6. Shots on target 0-3, and chances 3-5, and possession 49-51%. So definitely not what we wanted to see here. And that game got us dropped down to 10th place in the league, 17 points up to the league leaders, and 5 points clear of the relegation zone at the moment, with the DK Don Bamberg. So next game coming up is let's see here. We'll accept the tackle, I guess. And Ulbricht is frustrated here for not scoring in a long time, and that we can understand. We'll continue here. Next game coming up is against Bayernhof. Yeah, SPVGG Bayernhof, and they are 12th in the league. We will be playing as an away team, so it will probably be a little bit of a hard game. And we'll go through this faster. I don't really care about the awards out there in Europe, at least not at the moment. And the game against Bayernhof is going to be an even one, our team rating 470 versus their 466. So they will definitely have the advantage due to home pitch. Or at least in my mind. And I opened the tactics here, and I didn't really meant to do that at all. Because, well, I'm not really that into tactics, or having a really pretty much a hard time to try and do anything smart there. But yeah, I'm trying my best from time to time to look into it, and will do just that later down the line at least. So we'll start this game in 3D as well. We go with a little bit of a risky talk and say that we can win, something that we can do. Of course, I don't really expect us to do, but we can. Everything is possible in football, and well, in other things as well, of course. But yeah, we'll just take a little bit of a gamble here, and hopefully we'll do all right. So while we're waiting for the game to load properly here, remember to smash that like button if you're enjoying this episode and this series, and also if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. It will make all the things easier for you to find this series. And speaking of that, if you're wondering how to get Fußball Manager 2020, I have a tutorial on my channel which you can watch It's also linked in the description, and so is a link to where you can buy FIFA Manager 2013 quite cheaply, so you can manage to install this update yourself and play along or play whichever way you want to yourself. So if you are interested, do check them links out. So the game have started here against Bayernhof, and the first 10 minutes, not too much happening. And let's see here. What is happening? We have a second yellow card here, and I don't really know why we are getting like this, but alright. Didn't stop for 2 yellow cards or anything like that in the game before, or 2 games before or something like that, when we got that as well. So even though we are 1 player short, we are having the lead definitely in terms of chances, 3-0 here so far, 25 minutes in, and the possession is actually pretty even as well. So might not have been a bad thing to get one of the players sent off here, but I can't think that it will be a good thing in the long run. So again here, don't expect anything too much at all out of this match. So being able to get a draw here would be super good in my opinion, and we're closing in here on the end of the first half. And should be any second here, ending in the first half. Again, super long time of extra time, or period of extra time. It wasn't super long this time, but it was pretty darn long for being in the first half with 5 minutes. So we'll go on with a common halftime speak here, and the scoreline for Eintracht Bamberg versus Bayernhof is 0-0 after 1 half, shots 3-2, shots on target 0-0, and chances 3-2, and possession 47-53%. So yeah, definitely could do better, and yeah, team atmosphere and teamwork is the words I were looking for in the last match. They are quite key to get up, and yeah, it's quite key to use the assistant manager or yourself when you are doing like that. And it's a goal here for Bamberg in the 51st minute there on a penalty kick. And unfortunately, it's a goal there for SPV whatever they were called, Bayernhof, yeah, on a super free kick there in the 54th minute. And yeah, something looks off here in terms of the scoreline again here, and Bayernhof do another goal here, so they should have taken the lead here in the 55th minute or something like that. 1-2 for Bamberg versus Bayernhof, yeah. So don't know why the scoreline didn't change there correctly the first time around, and they got a player sent off there just before our goal as well. So don't know how they managed to get in 2 goals after or leading goal there on that penalty that they gave us somehow. And yeah, things are not looking too great here, but we are still having 10 minutes or so to go of this match, and this last couple of matches that we have definitely come back strong here in the last few minutes. So with 5 minutes to go, the hope is still up, so to say, but it's starting to go out here when we are now hitting the 90th minute and into extra time. And yeah, 5 minutes of extra time, and there was still no more highlights, so I guess we are losing match highlights. So we're unfortunately losing in this game just somehow. So the final scoreline for Eintracht Bamberg versus Bayernhof is 1-2, unfortunately. And yeah, the players definitely should definitely have done a better game in this match than they actually did. Shots is 6-7, shots on target 3-3, and possession 48 to 52%. And should have done better, basically. Dropping down to 11th place in the league now, still 17 points off from the league leaders and 5 points clear of the relegation zone. So not too great at all, as said. And dropping down now a little bit on sports from the board. And cash now almost 200k minus euro. So don't know how we managed to get that together at all. We'll move on here towards the next match at home. That will be against Würzburger FV. And as you see, ground capacity 22,500. So it's quite crazy. Würzburger is 7th in the league, so will be pretty tough, I guess, but we are playing at home, so that's good. Our team rating 468, they are having 489 at the moment, so definitely going to be tough, but hopefully our home playing as a home team can help us and really beneficial for us, so to say. And we have one of our youth players here in the team, I guess Sasha Winkler. And that is definitely interesting, and a player that we definitely could use, I guess, here in a little bit of a longer run at least. Yeah, so skills 43 as a base level there for our 27-year-old. Base 37, so yeah, quite a bit lower, but still not that much really. In the end, 10 levels is actually not super hard to claim or get better in this game, but it's not the most easiest thing to do either, of course, but it's not too bad. And we'll go to the last match here of this episode, and we should go in. We'll go with again a little bit of a risky talk, but we'll try our best. And I think sometimes you really got to go in with a risky talk and hope for the best, but really the team atmosphere and the teamwork really needs to go up, so I need to be a little bit risky of sort with my talks, but then again, doing a bad talk really discouraged them and discouraged the teamwork and team atmosphere and everything like that, so it's a balance, of course, always. And come on then, so the loading of the match here very slowly, but finally there it is. So let's skip through the presentation, even though it's very beautiful and nice. I will go with goals only. You could do quick calculation there as well. Don't really know what that is, but I guess it's a blend of instant result and 3D mode or something like that, but all right, we'll try that out sometime later, maybe. But for now, we'll just stick with this. And so far, 10 minutes in or so, 15 minutes in, chances are all square with 1-to-1 possession is definitely to Würzburg's advantage, at least in the start. We are now 30 minutes in or 22 minutes in, and it's starting to get pretty much more 50% or even Steven, so to say, or actually even maybe Bamberg taking over here a little bit in terms of possession, but we'll see here, not really looking so anymore here in the 30 minute, looking more like it are stabling out at a very even rate here. So minutes to go here now until the end of the first half, so not too much happening here on either side really, but hopefully we can make something happen here in the end of the first half. But It's not happening since we have blown the whistle for the first half. So the scoreline for after one half, Eintracht Bamberg versus Wolfsburg is 0-0, and shots 3-1, shots on target 1-0, and chances is 3-1, possession 51 to 49%. So doing quite all right here in the first half, I would say. The atmosphere in the team there, as you saw, very poorly, and teamwork not that great either, unfortunately. And unfortunately, it's a goal here for the opponent team. And yeah, I don't know what happened there in the defense, how they could allow the players through, and that save looked really wonky, actually. Tipping the ball over like that in the goal, really. But then again, the try to save the ball after he basically steered it into the goal, that looked pretty much even more hilarious. But all right. So with 70 minutes gone here, we are not really seeing too much signs of a equalizer, but here that said equalizer is on a free kick. It's a goal, and the scoreline now 1-1 for Bamberg versus Wolfsburg. And can we get in here with a winning goal, maybe in the last 10 minutes, because that is how much time we have left here of this match. Hopefully we can bring out a surprise or some miracle here in the end. Would be very nice here. 3 minutes to go now, and yeah, a draw is still sort of a win here against a stronger team, and there we have the end result. The scoreline for Eintracht Bamberg versus Wolfsburg after full time is 1-1. And shots 42, shots on target 2-1, chances 4-2, and possession 43 versus 50, or 47 versus 53%. So overall, I think the lads actually did a pretty good game here against Wolfsburg. I'm happy at least. Unfortunately, we are still dropping down the table after that match, now to 12th place and 16 points off the league leaders, 4 points off their relegation zone. But we have played one more game than everyone else in the league, so that is a little bit of a trouble or a problem, of course, but hopefully we can keep it together nonetheless, or no matter what, pretty much. And you know what? That's the end of the episode. So I hope you have enjoyed, and if you have done so, remember to smash that like button, and also if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. And with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. You have been watching Rawslowgaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right, our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.